Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what are you saying, people, and welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing well. Like always, guys, any pairs, any questions, anything you have that you want to share or ask, leave it down in the chat. We'll discuss, see what's happening in the markets today. It's actually looking pretty good. I've got a few pairs I'm looking at, which we'll discuss in a second. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and drop a like if you haven't done already. If you haven't joined my Telegram, feel free to check it out. I post trades there, setups, watch lists, videos that I create there as well. So feel free to go and check that out if you haven't done already. And also check out the broker IC Markets if you are looking for a broker. Feel free to use their affiliate link if you want to. But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Pound JPY, of course, we'll get to that. The JPY pair is actually looking quite good. So yeah, we'll go through the JPY pairs, Pound JPY especially. Moch, good morning. What are you saying? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. I love how Moch says good morning, even though it's not the morning where she is. It's so thoughtful. Cami, what is up? Good morning, everybody. ADC Chief. Okay, we'll get to that. That's actually pairs that I'm actually focusing on as well. So yeah, I did post a few setups on the Telegram. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but yeah, I did post a few setups there, so feel free to check it out. Those are the main setups I'll be focusing on for the rest of the week. But we'll start off with pound yen. Okay, so yeah, pound yen, looking for some more downside. I do have a bearish bias for pretty much all the JPY pairs, I'm pretty sure. I have some JPY pairs which I'm focusing on more than others, especially CHF, JPY, and Euro. Pound JPY looks good as well, but I prefer those two. And again, they're probably going to do the exact same thing, you know. They're either all going to go up or all going to go down. So it's just about picking which pair, you know, suits you the best, finding your entry and trading it, basically. And that's all it is to it. But yeah, I do like the level that pound JPY is trading at on the daily chart here. Really key level here, around the 159, 160 mark. You can see a very key level of support here in the market. Numerous wicks into this level here, and now we've actually flipped it as resistance. So if you can hold this from a daily perspective, I do think we can see another drive to the downside. If I drop to the 4H, you can see the market has been making lower swing highs here and lower lows. So we've obviously got the low down here, had the lower high, broke through that structure, new lows, create a new lower low, lower high, and now a new lower low. And now we're looking for the next lower high for another drive to the downside. So really clean structure here for pound GM. Again, now just terms of entry and taking the trade really for pound GM. Right now the market is a little bit sideways, not really seeing too much momentum from London. I was expecting to see a bit of activity come in London session today, but the market more or less has been going sideways. We had the Asian session, which was started from around here, and the market's kind of still moving sideways from that. So I'll be patient with these shorts for pound GM. Again, from a long perspective, I'm not interested at all for buying pound yen at the moment unless we take out some of this structure here. That's only when I'll start to consider looking to go long for pound yen. Anything below that area, I'm looking for shorts. So yeah, anything below that, I'm looking for shorts. So I would suggest if you're looking to short pound yen, back at these highs are a pretty nice place to short, back at 160. If you can see another drive into that, some sharp rejection around there, wicks, bearish engulfing, that could be a nice place to take a short and look to trade that to the downside. Because right now the market is a little bit sideways and I wouldn't touch it right now. The momentum hasn't really kicked in yet, and we're still kind of seeing the same behavior from the Asian session coming into the London. So I would say it's still too early to look to enter. Of course, trade what you need to trade and trade your plan. If you deem that's an entry, then oh yeah, obviously enter. But for people who are not sure, I would be a little bit more patient and wait to see if you can get another drive back into that resistance there. So something like this, nice little double top, wait for some rejection. I think we can be in for some nice shorts to the downside. In terms of targets, we do have this area here. That's a nice place to target around the 157 mark. Take some profit around there. We had some consolidation and the market broke to the upside quite aggressively. So we know that is an important area. And obviously you've got the lows down here if you want to stretch the trade even further. But I would say keep an eye out 160. 160 looks like a really nice level to keep an eye out for. But right now the market's still sideways. So yeah, we want to see some momentum come back into the market. And we do have some nice retracement with the fib as well. Let me just darken that up with the fib as well. So we're coming to that 0.618 area. So we do have a lot of confluence here for pound yen. Just need to find a good entry, which isn't quite there yet. But I'd imagine some of you guys are looking for something similar. Hey Zesty, what is up? How are you doing? Hope you're good. AK, what is up? Happy New Year to you too as well. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much, AK, to you as well, my friend. Been a while. Yes, it has. Welcome back, though. It's good to have you back. Anything you're looking at? Happy New Year, Aram. No problem. Yeah, pound JPY. That's what I've got going for pound JPY. But I'm actually looking at a lot of the JPY pairs, especially CHF JPY and Euro JPY, which I'll go in a second. But a lot of the JPY pairs are kind of doing this that same thing. So you know, there's no point to look at all of them, but they all look good for some sells. I wouldn't say yet, no real confirmation yet, hence I haven't got into any trades, but I do think we can get some confirmations today if they're going to hold those levels. Good morning, Rabdi. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. Kavi, welcome to the stream. Can you tell us about next people from gold? I'll do my best. Again, it's not my job to predict what the market's going to do, just tell you guys what is most likely going to happen based on my analysis. But yeah, sure, we'll take a look at gold, no problem. Big Bang, what is up? NZJPY, we'll take a look, no problem. Morning, Dim Gog 6. I having trouble to read the name. But welcome to the stream, hope you're good. Zesty, USD, is that? Okay, no, gold and JPY, okay. Good morning. Metquire. I'm just going to call you Mel. Good morning, Mel. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. A lot of people on the stream early. That's what I like to see. Ready for business. Misty, welcome to the stream. Euro pound, of course. What am I trading this week? Okay, so yeah, the 5 pairs I'm looking to trade this week, I don't think I posted them on TradingView. No, I didn't. I posted on my Telegram. You can check it out now if you want to. Links to the Telegram in the description below. But yeah, CHF JPY, I'm looking at shorts for this one. looking at shorts for this one, looking to go shorts back down to the price swing lows here. So basically this low here. Again, I'm not too sure if I'll hold on for the full move, but I'll see what I can do with this trade here. It's trading at a very, very nice level, coming into that price swing low there on the left. We're in between that 0.618 and 0.786 area. So I'm really, really liking where price is trading right now. And I'm looking to see if we can get a shift of momentum back to the bears, because right now we've just pushed past this high here on the left. So the market may have taken out some people who have entered the trade a little bit early. So we've got that prior high from yesterday. Markets ran back up into that high again, spiked through. A lot of people would have their stop losses above here if they're looking to short anyway. And now I'm looking to see if I can get a shift of momentum back to the bears. Nice bearish engulfing, something like that. And I will look to enter the trade like this here for CHF JPY, stop loss just above. And like I said, I may target down there. I may look at something like this. Yeah, I'll be more than happy for a 1 to 3. Don't have to be looking for anything special for the trade. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now for CHF JPY. Very, very similar opportunity on Euro JPY as well. You can see you've got the prior high here on the left. Market just taking that out. If I can get a strong bearish engulfing candle, that'll be a nice entry. I'm not looking to trade them both. They're very, very similar pairs. And the analysis for them is very, very similar as well. You can see we've got the prior low here on the left as well. So that's the prior low term resistance. If we go to CHF JPY, same thing, prior low term resistance. So you can see it's almost identical, which is why you just trade the one that gives the best entry signal really. And then yeah, Euro JPY, we've got some nice fib levels there as well from that prior swing into the 0.618. And also we do have the prior swing highs mapping up there quite well as well. So we've got the high there, giving us that new lower high, new lower low. Now I'm looking for the new lower high for the drive to the downside. And again, same with CHF JPY. I may not look to push it all the way down to those lows. Of course, you guys do whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, but whatever your plan says. And take advantage of that opportunity. But first, I just need to wait for that entry signal, because there's a chance we could obviously break to the upside and go higher. I do have a second area where I'm looking at for Euro JPY, which is back up at this area here around the 143 mark. We do have this kind of channel here the market's been going through, and this here I'm looking as a big fake out of that. The market's been successfully, respecting this trend line many times. Had that breakout. Look and see if you can come back into that area. Thank you so much, Trillion, for subscribing. So we can get another drive back into this area here, around the 143 mark, and then get the sells to the downside there as well. So I do have two areas I'm looking at there for Euro JPY and CHF JPY as well. So if you do break through this, then I'll be focusing on that area then next. But right now, we're at a very good area to sell, just waiting on that confirmation to short, which could happen in the next hour or so, unless we break to the upside, of course. But yeah, very identical opportunities here for both of them, and those are the ones I'm focused on right now. So hopefully you can get a trade very soon for them. I'm also looking at ADCHF. Someone did request the ADCHF earlier on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Cami. So yeah, ADCHF, I'm looking at sells. So sells for this guy. Again, the market on the higher time frames is still pretty bearish. You can see we're still falling to the downside. Very corrective, but the direction is still very much to the downside. So sells are the bias in the higher time frames, and we've kind of got this corrective structure here, which the market is slowly moving in. As you can see, bunch of resistance here, market failing to break through, but still creating lower lows. So now I'm looking for another lower high to form for another drive to the downside, potentially back down to new lows or the prior low, or even back down to that support. I'll look to probably secure some partials at. But that is the plan for not Euro JPY, for ADCHF and to short. So if you can come back, run back into those highs again around the 0.63800 mark, I'll be looking for more sales to take it back down again. Targets, I'll probably be looking at this area, and then probably this area here, and then the lows, and so on and so forth. But ADCHF for me is looking really good for some shorts. There might be some short-term buy opportunities coming back down onto this area here. You might see a push to the upside, because that's where I'm looking to sell. So you might be able to take advantage of some buys back up into that resistance again. It's not really my type of trade. It's against the high time frames, and I'm quite adamant with the sells right now. I do have a lot of confidence in my favor. High time frames point to the downside as well, so I'm not really interested in the buys at the moment. But looking at it from a full H hourly perspective, I do think if the market is going to move up there again, it's coming to a nice place to buy it back up. But for me, this is what I'm focused on for ADC Chef, taking those sells right back down to 0.62-ish area, which may or may not happen this week, but I'm looking for a drive to the upside, so hopefully we can get that sometime. So yeah, ADC Chef shorts, CGF JPY shorts, Euro JPY shorts. I'm also looking at AUDNZD, which I don't normally look at, believe it or not, but it's looking like a very nice setup. I've actually quite liked the price action for AUDNZD over the past few weeks. You can see the very clear swing highs and swing lows, which normally doesn't happen with this guy. It's very corrective, as you can see. It does trend, but it's just very corrective, and it's difficult to find some nice strong momentum. But so far over the past few weeks, the end of the year coming into this year, we are seeing some nice momentum. And I really do like this head and shoulder reversal that we just had here recently. So I'm looking for the next higher low, nice little correction back into this structure here, potentially something around there. I'm looking for a push back up into that price swing there for AUDNZD. So if I can get a pullback, again, may or may not happen this week. It's up to the market. Again, doesn't really matter if it happens this week or happens early next week. The opportunity is still the opportunity. And I'll see what we can get down there for buys back up again. And again, may not take advantage of the full move, but that's the overall target of where I'm expecting the market to head to. And I'm also looking at AUDJPY as well, but this one's not quite ready for me yet. I want price to come a little bit higher into that resistance, or even higher into this area here as well. So for AUDJPY, I actually want to see a bit more upsides. I'm not too sure if we'll get it. We could just fall because we're sort of coming to that resistance. But from my analysis and for the setup I want to see, it's not quite ready yet. So Euro JPY and CHF JPY are looking good. Waiting for some confirmations for them. ADCHF want to see some upside back up to those highs, and AUDNZD want to see a pullback into that level. But yeah, those are the main setups I do have my eyes on for the rest of the week. I'll take a look at gold next. Where am I? So yeah, I'll take a look at gold next, and NZJPY as well. Euro pound 2. Anus, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. Dylan, welcome back. Hope you're good. All doing well. Hope so too. Morning, Advance. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Euro CAD, bunch of pairs to take a look at. Should get a notepad out. Trader J, what is up? How do you manage your trades? I manage my trades quite simply. I set 2 targets for every trade. So one target where if it hits the target, I move my stop loss to break even, and I take 20% off the trade. And then once I've done that, I just leave the rest to run, either to hit my final target or to take me out and break even. And obviously I have my stop loss to protect my account from losses. But yeah, it's very systematic. I used to be a little bit more active when I managed my trades, trying to trail my stops and trying to map out the structure as price goes along in my favor. But it can be good, but it's a little bit more time consuming. You have to watch your trades. And I find that the more I watch my trades, the more emotional, the more invested I am in my trades. So I like to keep it systematic and mechanical. So if it gets to a certain point, take profit, break even. Another point, exit the trade. We're done. So yeah, very simple. But yeah, I always set 2 take profits, 1 to take partials and go break even. Second one to exit the trade. Sometimes I might have a third target as well if I'm really trying to stretch the trade, and I might leave some to trickle to that third target, but mostly there is 2. I see your analysis includes a fib check. Nice, star trader. It's all about the confluences, Dylan. It's all about the confluences, Dylan. Sometimes the fib isn't there, and it's not the end of the world if the fib isn't there, but it's always nice to see if it does line up with the fib. Again, most of my setups normally do line up with the fib anyway, but if it doesn't, I'll still take the trade as long as there's good confluence. But yeah, I do like to see that 0.5 to 0.786, that kind of area of the fib, which is this area here. So anything around there, I'm more than happy to take the trade. Anything above here, it hasn't retraced enough for me. Not to say it won't work, it could work. You know, there are fib levels up here, but I just want it to retrace deeper for risk to rewards. And it's always just better to wait for a deeper retracement, because if you think about it, you know, there's more chance of you having a failed trade if you take buys higher up, because there's a chance the market could retrace lower, than if you take trades lower, because there's less chance the market can move against you. So in terms of probability, it's always better to wait for a deeper retracement than a shallow one. But that doesn't always happen in the market. Sometimes you get shallow ones, sometimes you get deep ones. But for me, I just focus on the deeper ones. Let other traders take advantage of the shallow ones. Okay, so onto gold. So gold, still bullish on this one. Not much since we last spoke. The market's kind of just moving a little bit sideways. But we can see from the higher time frames and everything else, really, the market is pointing to the upside. So for gold, I do want to see some retracement. I was talking about 1825, 1824, around that area for some retracements back into. So coming back down into this area here, I'll be more than happy to go long. Not too sure if we'll see it. Market's picked up momentum. We might just see a slight correction here, like on the hourly or something like that. And we could actually be looking at another continuation to the upside. So we might not see that, which is perfectly fine for me anyway, because I'm not really focused on gold either. But if I was, you know, this is the setup I'll be looking to take the trade to. Yesterday I did map out some key levels where gold could be heading towards. We've got 1870 up there, and above that we've got this kind of region here around 1910, we'll call it, where I'm looking at price heading towards, maybe retracing or breaking through. But these are the areas I'm looking for price to head to for gold, and maybe even 2000 eventually as well. It's not too far away. 2000 is only there for gold. But yeah, everything is bullish. So I would say I'm a buyer of gold. I'm not interested in sales at all. I do want to see a deeper retracement. Not too sure if that happened. If you are looking to trade gold, you know, that is a nice place to do so. I suppose, you know, here's not bad either to look for some buys, but obviously you do run the risk of price coming a little bit deeper first before going back up. But yeah, I'm definitely not looking for sells. I suppose 1870 might give a nice reaction to the downside, but again, not really my type of trades. If you guys are looking for some small reactions, some smaller trades, then keep an eye on 1870 for some sells. But this market is quite bullish now. Looking from a daily, weekly, 4H, hourly perspective, everything seems to be pointing up. So your best bet with gold is look for buys. Like I said, that's kind of my area of interest. I'm not too sure if we'll get there. Price right now is respecting this area quite well. Could well see a bounce to the upside for the rest of London, going to New York, potentially back to these highs up here for the rest of the day potentially. So yeah, keep an eye on that for gold, but nothing there for me. I want to see a little bit more from gold before I do anything. You know, you can still get 100 pips to the upside though. Gold's obviously full of pips. But yeah, I'll be looking at a little bit more of a deeper retracement than that. But let me know what you guys are looking at for gold. I suppose a few of you probably be looking for some sells since prices come up quite high. But yeah, for me, I'm still definitely bullish on gold. I'm not interested in sells just yet. Okay, so ends the JPY I'll take a look at, and I'll move on to Euro Pound. Jivan, how many pairs do you trade? I traded quite a lot of pairs. I can trade many pairs, to be honest. Indices, commodities, Forex, even stocks, to be fair. I've never traded stocks, but I've looked at stocks and it's basically the same thing. But yeah, I trade around 25 pairs. I think the number's 25. Again, I create watch lists. I'm not looking at all of them at the same time. I do have, you know, watch lists which I create, which I focus on a particular few pairs which are looking good for the day or for the week. But yeah, I trade many pairs, all Forex majors, all Forex minors, and sometimes I trade USD and USD peso as well, which are some exotics that I look at. But yeah, all Forex majors, all Forex minors, I trade. So yeah. Okay, EuroCAD I'll take a look at as well. TA310 CHF JPY, that is a pair I'm looking at. I will go that briefly as well. No problem, Cami. Happy to help. Hey Arla, welcome to the stream. Morning, happy new year. Hope you are doing good. Euro JPY, we'll take a look as well. AUSD, no problem. Only 20%. Yeah, only 20% because I want to take advantage of the risk reward. You know, if I'm taking like 80% of my profit at my first target, so my first target is normally around 1.5R. Anywhere between 1R and 1.5R. So I don't want to take like 80% of my profit at 1R, because the key thing that keeps me driving forward, you know, is my risk reward. So I want to make sure that I'm taking as much of that risk reward as possible, as I can, whilst also making sure I'm paying myself. You know, I don't want to have a 5 to R trade and just let everything run to 5R. Chances of us getting to 5R, you know, are quite slim. So I want to be making sure I'm taking my profit and then letting it run. So when I hit those 3Rs, 4Rs, you know, those are the driving force for my account, and they wipe out any losses that I take, really. So yeah, I only take 20%, could take more, but 20% is more than comfortable. Because the key thing is the risk reward. The key thing is the risk reward. So if I take more partials, I sabotage the risk reward. But of course, you know, it's up to you. You can experiment. Say you want to take 50%. You know, we have different first targets and different second targets. But yeah, you can experiment. But that's what's working for me quite well right now. Okay, so ends the JPY. We'll take a look. So yeah, for this one, again, another JPY pair, bearish bias, looking for more downside for this one. This one has come up to a very nice level as well, which is around 83,500. So you can see really nice support level, flips as resistance. So very, very similar to our pound JPY setup, which is over here. So again, retesting a key level here around 160. And the JPY is pretty much doing the exact same thing here as well. So we're looking for another lower high to form. Really nice bearish structure here. Crazy move to the downside. Ooh, did not mean to do that. Crazy move to the downside not too long ago. Nice correction, another push to the downside. So simply, we're looking for another drive to the downside here for JPY. Very, very clear structure. You know, we know what we're looking for here. But I would say similar to pound yen in terms of we haven't really seen any momentum come back in the charts. Very, very sideways still from the Asian session. So we like to see a drive to the upside and then look to sell it. Same thing for NZJPY. Another drive to the upside, you know, back into that high up there, and then look to sell to the downside. Nice little double top, nothing crazy. And targets, you've got the prior low here. That could be a nice target to have. And also you've got the prior low all the way down there. So these are good healthy targets to aim for, to lock in profit or just exit the trade completely. It's up to you guys how you want to manage it. But yeah, NZJPY again looking great for some shorts. But like I said, I like to see a drive to the upside first before taking any shorts, because the market's not really seeing any momentum. If you enter now, you're kind of just guessing that the market might just fall, which could work. But I'd rather see some better entry signals than that. And that kind of goes for all the JPY pairs, CHF JPY, Euro JPY. I want to see some momentum. And the reason why I like the Euro JPY and the CHF JPY better as well is because these guys have already ran to the upside. We've already seen some nice London momentum to the upside. Now, if I can see a nice shift to the downside, you know, I'd be more than happy to take some sales there. But NZJPY, yeah, I'd rather spike to the upside and then sell. But it's the same bias, looking for some shorts back down to the prior swing lows. Euro pound we'll take a look at next. Again, if you guys have any pairs, just feel free to leave it down in the chat. We'll take a look to it. And again, you know, I will get to your pairs as well. It may take some time, and if I do forget about them, just remind me in the chat too. Okay, so Euro pound, we're back at that resistance again. I'm not really liking Euro pound much, to be fair. I do say I have a bullish bias, on this one on the daily time frame. I do expect us to eventually start working our ways back to these wicks here on the left. But I want price to come back down first before I look to buy it back up. This is still seller's territory for me, so I'm not really a fan of looking to sell it either, just because it's so corrective. The market was very, very corrective coming into here, and now it's reactive with the level, and it's still quite corrective as well. So I'm not really liking it because it doesn't have very, very clear highs and lows, and number two, there's not a lot of momentum in the market. I really want to see some nice evidence of momentum before I look to do anything really. So Euro pound for me is just not a really good setup. I suppose that's a nice area. So yeah, sells do look good up there, but it's just a lack of momentum I'm not a big fan of. So if you are looking at trading this one, I would wait for price to push up back to the highs there. These are where the wicks are collecting on the 4H. So this is probably the most optimal place to look for your entries to take advantage of a trade. And then you kind of got a key support level here, which the market keeps respecting here as well. Support, support, support. Let me just brighten these levels up so you guys can see it a little bit better. I notice it's a little bit dark. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, so something like that would make sense for euro pound. Kind of trading the range here. Price at strong resistance, moving sideways. You want to making sure that you're entering at the extremes, at the highs and the lows of the range, not trying to do anything in here, because this is where you're most likely going to be exposed to a fake out or anything, or just a big wick to take your stop loss. You want to be entering at safe areas, which is up here around the 0.885 mark, or down there at 0.879. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that setup, but if I was looking for anything, that would be about it really. But like I said, I do have a bullish bias, so I want the market to come down to buy it back up, essentially. Okay. So if that makes sense there for Euro JPY. Euro CAD, I'll take a look next. Then I'll move on to Pound AUD. AK, could you please look at Pound AUD? I'm interested in the sell at the sell the support term. Okay, I thought you meant to say sell the support. I was going to say what's going on there. But you want to sell the support term resistance. Okay, makes sense. Okay, I'll take a look at that after Euro CAD. I'll take a look at CHF JPY and Euro Yen as well. Oil Omar will take a look, no problem. Morning Sharif, what is going on? Hope you are good. Let's get the likes up, everyone. Much appreciated, Big Bang. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to leave a like. It does really help out the channel, the stream. And also subscribe if you haven't done already. Much appreciated to everyone who has as well. Excuse me. Thanks for it makes sense. No problem, Trader J. Happy to help. Again, any questions, just fire away. I'll do my best to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you guys I don't know. Rabdi, entry confirmations. Entry confirmation, I just use candlestick patterns to enter my trades. Again, keeping the entry as simple as possible. But yeah, candlestick patterns are my entry confirmation. I do have videos on entry confirmations and using candlesticks on my channel. So if you go check out my Forex education playlist, there's a bunch of videos on that. So go and check that out if you haven't done already. Rabdi, what's your take on Pound USD? We're in a range, but everything points to the downside. Okay, we'll get to that as well. Okay, EuroCAD, we'll get to EuroCAD, no worries. Got out my position from Pound Yen with a minor loss. We'll re-enter again when it goes up. So yeah, Pound Yen looks good. Like I said, momentum is very, very stale right now for Pound Yen. You want to see some momentum come back in before looking to get into a trade here, before entering. So a nice rally to the upside. Test the highs there. That would be a great place to place a stop loss as well. Enter the market and take advantage of a trade here. Probability is not quite there because you do run the risk of price doing that before coming back down again. Whereas up here, your stop loss is much safer. If the market's going to take your stop loss, it's most likely either a really big fake out or the market is just actually moving to the upside. So up there is a much better place to look to enter the trade than in that area there. Targets wise, how come you don't just trail so you can catch bigger moves and not leave money on the table? I've tried that in the past, doing trade stop loss, but I haven't really had too much luck with it. Yeah, maybe I just didn't test it out long enough, because back in the day I didn't really give too much time to anything really. But I found the system that works for me, which is just having set targets. Trading stop loss, I feel like trading stop loss will work very, very well if you utilize the lower time frames a lot more. So for me, I'm using primarily the 4H and the hourly time frame for my analysis and my entries. So I would say I would have to probably drop to like the 15-minute to really maximize trading stop loss and the power of it, because majority of the time I'm taking my profit around 3 to 4R, and majority of the time that's normally where the trade reverses against me. So if I use a trading stop loss, most of the time, I'll be taking my profit around 2R or 1R. Sometimes I will catch a big runner, which will be nice, but I prefer the consistent gains at 3 to 4R, seeing those come into my account, take out the losses, rather than try and push it for a trading stop loss. Because in Forex, the market is very up and down. It's not a very trending market. I mean, look at this. This is not a trending market at all. If you leave a trading stop loss, the market is going to correct itself eventually and come back to your area. So I'd rather set, actual targets where I take my profit and run. Sometimes you catch these type of moves here, but of course you can see it comes straight back up. The Forex market doesn't trend too much. Most of the time it's actually sideways. So for me, I prefer just setting targets and then walking away, unless you utilize the lower time frames for a higher time frame move. Then that stuttered so much, then that's when it comes more powerful. But yeah, I prefer having set TPs. But again, there's just so many ways to manage your trade. So many different ways. Okay, so where am I? EuroCAD before someone loses their mind. EuroCAD, where are we for EuroCAD? I think I looked at this one on Tuesday. Again, not really a pair that I'm focusing too much on. I do like where EuroCAD is trading, so I do think we can see a big move back down, because we've had this really sharp move to the upside, and we're testing prior structural lows. I do think the market is likely to form a lower high. You can see we're making consistent higher highs. Then we made a lower high. Market ripped to the downside, breaking through numerous structure, and now I do think we can form a lower high to continue that kind of down move and possibly start a bigger downwards trend. So I do think we're likely to form a lower high in these areas. Again, a fib on that level coming to the 0.5. Really nice area there for EuroCAD. So I would have to say I would have a bearish bias for this one. Looking for some bigger sells to the downside. In terms of setups, I'm not really liking because there's not a lot of momentum. The market is still quite corrective. I like the pattern of the double top, but if it rips the downside a little bit better, then I would say, yeah, that retest of that neckline will look a lot better. I'm not the biggest fan of the retest of this neckline here, just because there's not a lot of momentum in that, and that retracement is a little bit shallow for me. So I want to see a bit more to the upside. Maybe if you can see another spike to the upside, form another major lower high, because we've got one over here, a second one, maybe you can form a third one around here, coming into this sort of area. That could be of interest to myself, and then take some shorts to the downside, because we've got a deeper pullback, still fitting in with the structure of the lower highs that we're forming. So we've got one up there, second one there, and the third one, and then we can get a nice downside move, obviously back down to lows, and potentially a lot further if my higher time frame analysis comes through. But yeah, EuroCAD, I would like to see a bit more upside. 1.445 would interest me. I'm not a fan of this break and retest there. It's a bit too shallow for me at 1.43. So yeah, that's what I'll look at EuroCAD. But I do like where it's trading. I do think a big move is in the cards for this one. But I want to see a little bit more momentum from it. It's just very sideways. Okay, so I hope that made sense on EuroCAD. If not, let me know. Okay, so where are we? So I'll take a look at CHF, JPY, Euro Yen, and then I'll move on to oil. Cami, need to go. Good week, everyone. No problem. Thanks for coming to the stream. Anyway, Cami, nice cameo appearance. But yeah, have a good one. I will be live again with Trader Nick there, so if you are free, feel free to catch that stream as well. I will post a link to that in the Telegram. But thank you for coming onto the stream. Morning King C, what is up? How are you doing? What pairs are you looking at? If you are looking at anything. Tiago, welcome to the stream. Hope you are good. Good morning. Euro USD, will take a look as well. No problem. How can I maintain my emotion? I've lost $400 just because of emotion. Yeah, emotion is probably the most expensive thing in trading. It's not even your analysis or your understanding of trading. It's simply your emotion, which is the most expensive thing. So I would say to you, you need to have a concrete system in place to trade, because normally when you have a lot of emotion in the markets, it's because you don't have a concrete strategy. And by concrete, I don't necessarily mean a crazy strategy, just something that you understand very, very well and you've tested a lot, so you understand it quite well. And that's what I mean by concrete strategy. So you don't have a concrete strategy, you don't have a concrete routine in terms of your approach to the markets and what you do in the morning, how you trade, what sessions you're trading, what times you trade, what you do when you finish the trade, and rinse and repeat basically. And you don't have a consistent plan as well, which is how you manage yourself in the markets as well. So you need to have a consistent routine, because quite frankly, emotions will affect everyone. They affect myself, every single person, even the best trader in the world, will experience emotion, because they're human, they have emotion. But the key difference between an amateur trader and the best trader in the world is they have a consistent routine, which they have full belief, full faith in, full confidence in, that will make them profitable and make them money. So as a result, they just carry out that routine. They follow step by step. In the morning, I do this, and then when I see this happen in the markets, I do this. When this happens, I do this. So it's just a systematic thing. There's no kind of room for emotions to pop in, because it's so systematic. So yeah, my biggest advice to you: if emotion is your biggest problem, you need to systemize everything. Therefore, it's not emotional, because if it's not systemized, your emotions will take control, and you just go with what you feel like doing. You'd be like, okay, I feel like that trade's a good trade, so let me take it. But if there's no system behind it, emotion's going to be there. So I hope that made sense. Anus, how to surpass break-even phase. Does all traders go into this phase in the trading journey? I suppose so. I wouldn't say everyone. Some people might go from losing stage straight to winning stage. Not obviously overnight, but gradually. But yeah, I was in the break-even stage for quite a few months. But for me, that break-even stage is just like a gap between the loss and the win. So for me, I had that losing stage, and then I went into break-even, and then naturally I just went into a winning stage, because for me, it was more like a transition from loss to win. But a break-even stage, I think, is due to emotion still. It's due to emotion still, because if you treat trading objectively how it is, take away strategy, take away everything else, trading is just crunching numbers. If I have a 40% win rate and I win, and I have a risk reward of 1 to 2, I'm profitable. That's just looking at trading objectively, no emotions, no strategy, anything. If I do something in the market that gets me twice my reward when I win, and I win 40% of the time, I'm profitable. And applying that system to the markets, there is no break-even stage. There's just win. So for me, if you are break-even, it means that you do have a good strategy in place, you do have a good system in place, a good routine, but you still allow emotions to come into play, which is keeping you at that break-even stage. So you need to kind of focus a lot more on your systems, take away the emotion, and then you should start to peel away into a increasing equity curve. But yeah, for break-even, I'll say emotion is still a big factor in your trading. But because you're not losing, it means that your strategy is actually doing quite well to keep you afloat in that break-even phase. But then if you take away that dead weight, which is the emotion, which is the feelings, the fear of missing out, taking trades you're not supposed to take, that should put you into the winning category. But yeah, let me take a look at CHF JPY and Euro JPY. So yeah, these are both pairs that I'm looking at quite heavily for some shorts. I'm looking to see if we can get a nice shift of momentum. I could actually look to enter on this candle here, which closes in 12 minutes. I do want to see a bit more momentum there, so I may wait for the next candle. I'm not afraid to have a slightly bigger stop loss if I need to, because again, the target is all the way down there. So I'm more than happy to wait for the second candle. But basically what I'm waiting for CHF JPY is just a shift of momentum, showing that the bears are coming back into the market. In terms of where we're trading, we're at a great area with a lot of confluence. And now I'm just looking for a move back down to these lows. We've got these lower highs there. 1, 2, and looking for the third one. And now I'm looking for a push to the downside. So potentially could see an entry very, very, very soon for CHF JPY. Euro JPY, pretty much the same thing as well. You can see the price support. It's the exact same setup, really. So again, nice fib confluence there. If I whack on the fib, you can see coming to 0.618, nice trend line confluence. We've got the first high, second high, and the third high, and we've also got the support term resistance there as well. So really nice place to get short there for Euro Yen. Now I'm just waiting for some momentum. Euro Yen's looking quite good. I could actually look to short on that candle there if that closes like that. Stop loss just above. I'll probably just target this consolidation down here for that trade. So could look to go short in about 11 minutes. I have to wait for candle closure, of course. But yeah, if that can close similar to how it's looking, I will look to short Euro JPY in 11 minutes. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Euro Yen. Looking pretty good. How's Pound Yen looking? Not much, a little bit sideways. Again, that's why I prefer Euro Yen and CHF JPY a lot more, just because Pound Yen, it's not giving me that momentum that I'm looking for. Euro Yen had a nice break to the upside. You can see that wick there on the 4H, taking out some stop losses above here, and now I can see that momentum come back in. And again, this is not 100%, guaranteed going to work, but I just know that probability is a lot in my favor. Therefore, it's a trade that I'll take every single time. So yeah, looking good there for Euro Yen. CHF JPY not looking as good. I want to see a bit more momentum there. It's a very small bearish engulfing candle, which doesn't have too much meaning in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, for both of them, both JPY pairs, both will probably make the same move anyway. This is what I'm looking for these guys. So we'll see in 10 minutes or so if we can get a trade there. Okay, so that's CHF JPY and Euro Yen. AUSD, I'll take a look as well. There's another pair. AUSD, I'm not sure. If I've missed out a pair, just leave it down in the chat. And I'll take a look, but I'll move on to AUSD next. Okay, AUSD, and then I'll move on to Euro as well. The Pello, what is up? How you doing? Euro AUD, I'll check. Pound AUD, I was supposed to check. Pound AUD. Okay, I'll take a look at that one as well. USD CHF, sure thing, no problem. Tiago, do you have a MyFX book? What do you think that are realistic results over a 1 year period? Yeah, I've actually recently set up a MyFX book, which I'm going to be doing like a series throughout this year. I think I'll do an update every quarter. I'm not too sure if I'll do an update every month. I feel like I'll do an update every quarter because quarters is a better overview of trading. Because sometimes you can have a break-even month, a winning month, then a average month, and then the quarter will give you a much more better kind of grasp of how trading should be consistently. Because some people can have bad months and think they've done something wrong, which yes, you might have, but it could just be the market conditions not in your favor. So I'll be doing a series updating my FX book, showing you guys on the channel. But yeah, yearly results can differ. Some people are very good traders, and they can do 150, 200% plus per year, which is very good results. And again, it's not a competition either. If you're in profit by the end of the year, you've done something right. Because 90% of people by the end of the year are not going to be in profit. So you're part of the 10% who have made profit, which is obviously a success in itself. So there's no kind of bar you should set yourself. If you didn't get that percentage, you failed. Because if you did get a positive percentage, you definitely won. But I would say 5% a month is a good target to have as well. 5% over 12 months is 60%. So around the 50-60% mark is a very respectable percentage return to have. Anything above that, you're doing well for yourself. 100% plus, you're doing very well for yourself. Because it's not necessarily about the percentage; it's just about consistency and then scaling up account size as you continue. But yeah, it can differ. Some people get 40%, some people get 120. Yeah, it doesn't really matter really, as long as you're positive. Good day, Roland. What are you saying? Welcome to the stream. Pound USD. We'll take a look. Don't get annoyed when you have amazing entry price. Don't you get annoyed when you have an amazing entry price goes in your direction 1-2R, and then price comes back break even? No, it's okay. It's okay for the questions. Again, that's what the comment section is. Feel free to ask questions, because I do like chatting with you guys as well. But yeah, of course, Trader J. That is annoying. There's so many annoying things in trading. So many annoying things. Taking a trade, price just wicking you out and then go in your favor. Price, you get into a trade, price coming like 5 pips from your TP, then reversing against you. Price going to your entry area, you taking a trade and then realizing it was never a valid trade to start with, and your emotion just convinced you that it was a trade to take. Over trading at because you just seeing so many good setups and you take all the trades and now you're overexposed. That there's so many things in trading that are annoying. Taking having 2 setups valid, taking one setup and having that one fail and the other one works. So if you just took the other one, you would have had a winning trade. There's so many things that are annoying in trading, but that's all a part of it. And you think about it, to the amateur trader, those annoying things are normally the catalyst for them to go in a losing spiral and go blow their accounts. You don't just blow your account just because you wanted to blow it. Normally it's something that happened that triggers something else. Then you just get a spiral, you go have a big spiral and you lose control of your account. And that's normally what it is. So yeah, 100%. I do have those. It's not that frequent to be fair. It's not that frequent to be fair. There's a reason why I set my TP at 1.5. I mean, my first target at 1.5R, because I've tested, and that's normally where I got a good cushion. If I move my stop loss to break even at 0.5R or somewhere around there, then I would have a lot of break evens. So I give myself a little bit of room. But yeah, those break evens are part of the plan. The wins are part of the plan, and the losses are part of the plan. But yeah, they definitely are annoying. But when you have a system that works, it doesn't become too annoying, because your equity curve is going up, so it's not too annoying because you can see you're doing something right. Of course, it's annoying at the time, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, it really isn't that annoying. Just to test the character, really. Okay, so I'll take a look at pound AUD because someone did request that quite a while ago. Okay, so pound AUD looking for the okay, so the break and retest of this area, I suppose. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I do like the structure of pound AUD, consistent lower swing highs here. We've got one there, nice little low, another low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now the market has formed a really nice rejection with those 4H candles there, 1, 2, 3 rejections. Now it looks like we could get a rollover back down to that support. So I do like that setup a lot. I like the structure. I like the momentum. You can see here, clear momentum to the downside. So these are the type of impulsive moves you want to see in the market, that you want to have the pullbacks from. These are the type of moves where you want to whip out your fib and actually take advantage of the trade. When you get in corrective stuff, like if I go back to euro pound, corrective stuff like this, this is not really something you want to whip out a fib to. This is sideways price action. There you can see clear swing highs, clear lows, and a clear level to look to short from. So yeah, I do like that opportunity a lot. Obviously, your target would be at that level there, 1.75226. We could go further, but price is trading at that daily support level there as well. So do have to watch out if you are looking to push the trade further than that, because we could have a bounce back up again against yourself. So yeah, pound AUD shorts make a lot of sense. I do really like it. So yeah, let me know if you do take that position. But yeah, I'll move on to pound USD and euro USD next. Let me just take a quick look on euro yen to see what's going on there, because I might be taking a trade in the next 3 minutes. Okay, so euro yen, it was looking good, but it's starting to pull back. Momentum is a little bit stiff here. Got 2 minutes left to see how it closes. Excuse me. Again, like I said, I'm not worried at all if I have to wait for the next candle to confirm momentum. CHF JPY, yeah, there's just not enough momentum there for me to short at all. So euro yen most likely could present a trade if it continues a little bit further. Enter the trade, something like that. But if I have to take advantage, if I have to wait for another candle, I will do so. But yeah, CHF JPY, definitely no trade there. Would have to wait for the next candle to confirm momentum is back. How's the other JPY pairs looking? Pound yen, yeah, that's still sideways, still kind of trading in that kind of consolidation. So yeah, still trading in that kind of area there. So I wouldn't touch that one. NZJPY, see, NZJPY is getting a move to the upside now. That's nice. If that can push into that high there and then give a nice shift of momentum, that could be a nice entry. Stop loss above, trades and then push to the downside. That would be a nice little trade there. CAD yen, same with this one. I like to push up higher. What's used to JPY looking like? See, that's a nice wick there, but there's no momentum coming. I want to see a nice bearish engulfing to confirm momentum's coming back down. And again, all these JPY pairs are pretty much giving very, very similar setups, which is why you're not seeing much analysis here. But you can see price respected that prior low there. And we've got that kind of trend line coming back down with the nice little fib confluence. Ooh, fib confluence at that area. Wrong way for the fib. My bad. There we go. So we got a really nice area here on USJPY as well. So they're all pretty much similar setups. And I do like the double top here. Respect the once beautiful wick to the upside. Now if you can see that shift of momentum, that would be a nice entry. But yeah, Euro yen, 30 seconds till it closes. Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll quite do it for me. Would have to wait for the next candle. Okay, 20 seconds left. I mean, it's been a long time since I've taken a trade actually live on the stream before. Because normally most of my trades are in the London session prior to me getting on the stream, which is why my streams are from 10 UK time, because I normally take most of my trades from around 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So yeah, that's not quite enough. I have to wait for the next candle. So again, nothing's written off here. The trade is still very, very high probability, still looking good. But it just means I would wait for another candle to close before I would enter the trade. So we'll see what happens with the next candle closure, which is about an hour's time from now. Same thing for CHF JPY as well. You can see that candle closure was miserable there. So nothing there for those pairs. Anyway, back to the stream. So pound USD. Someone said they were looking at some longs or some shorts or something. Yeah, RAD-D, we're in a range, but everything pointing to the downside. So yeah, I do agree with you. Everything is looking like it's pointing to the downside. We have broken through key structure here on the left. That was our last kind of swing to the upside, giving us the new high. Now we've gone and broken through that. Not the best break of structure in the world, because it was very, very corrective, as you can see. I like it when we just have that big kind of move to the downside, breakthrough structure. Those are normally the best structures to trade. Sorry, there's a police van outside. So yeah, the market is to the downside. You can see the lower highs and the lower lows, but it's consolidating. It's very, very corrective. Like I said earlier, you want to see momentum in the market. Those are, that's what we want as traders. We want to see momentum, and we want to get on the back end of that. Right now, we have this one big candle here, which for me is kind of like I don't want to say a fake move. I mean, kind of is a fake move, really. But it's kind of just a big candle that came out of nowhere, and it hasn't really had any follow through. So I'm not looking too much into that candle there. And what I'm looking at is just basically this whole price action, which is just very, very sideways. So with this, I'll just wait for some more price action. Sometimes the best thing to do is not to do anything. If you can look at a setup and go, it's not really looking that good, the best thing to do is not to take the trade, rather than just take it, because those are the trades that you're going to be very, very anxious with. You have a setup that sort of meets your criteria, and you're like, should I take it? And then you take it, and then you see yourself in drawdown, and then you're starting to crap yourself. So yeah, those are the trades, just let them go. You don't have to take a trade. I'd rather not take a trade and wait for a good trade to come by in a couple of days or something. But yeah, pound USD, I do agree to the downside. I think there could be a nice short-term trade if you can clear this support level, break and retest it to that prior low. So a nice short-term trade, something like that. One for the day traders. Around 96 pips there. Not bad at all. If you can get yourself 25 pips stop loss, you're looking at a 1 to 4 there. So yeah, I do like that break and retest outside the range. Hopefully some momentum can come back into it as well, and some shorts back down to 1.19. But that's about it for pound USD. Personally, for my personal trading, there's nothing here that looks good for me for pound USD. I'm currently just watching it and seeing how it goes for over the next few days. But yeah, it's too sideways, too corrective. So I'm not a big fan of what I'm seeing. And unless we get something like that, that could be something interesting. And now on to Euro USD, and I'll jump onto Euro AUD shortly after. Okay, so Euro USD, this one as well, big move to the downside. The market is now climbing back above that support. Now it's back inside that range, as we can see. If I go to the 4H time frame, you can see we've fired some nice wicks to the downside. We had a FOMC minutes yesterday, but not a lot of momentum from that. You know, the market kind of was a little bit sideways. It did fluctuate a little bit, but overall nothing's really changed. The market was trading over there before FOMC, and now it's trading over here. So nothing's really happened. But what I can say for Euro USD is that we're back above that key area, and we potentially could be looking at another push back to the high of the range, which is what we were talking about yesterday. So again, that pretty much still stands for Euro. We could still be seeing something like this happen for Euro USD. Nothing that really interests me. Again, you're probably looking at about 100 pips. Nope, about 60 pips to the upside. So again, a very small short-term trade, taking advantage of the range, but it's just never really a trade that I'll look to take there for Euro. But that's the best I can kind of see for Euro. Other than that, I'm waiting for some more development. In fact, most of the dollar pairs, USD CAD, pound USD, AUD USD, I'm waiting for a lot of development before getting onto them. AUD USD, I did forget to do this one. Okay, so yeah, AUD USD for me, again, I'm still looking for some shorts. I'm looking for the big move back down to these lows here. I'm looking for us to come all the way back down there, but right now the market is definitely not set. You can still see the market's creating these higher highs and higher lows. It broke through some structure, but now it's creating some more structure to the upside, so we could still do this. As long as we don't take out the price swing high, which is back here. I'm still looking for that bigger sell-off back down to these lows here. But we might see the market push to the upside first before we get that bigger move back down. So AUD USD for me, I do have a bearish bias, but it's definitely not set yet. So I have a lot of waiting to do before I look to take any sells. I know price is trading at resistance here, but the market's still bullish. I want to see some lower swing highs first before I look to take any trades. If you can go and take out this low, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'll wait for my correction and short it back down. Maybe like a retest of that structure there. That would be something really nice to look at. But obviously we need a lot of downside momentum to get that move. So no real point of us looking too much into that setup right now. AUD USD, if you're on the lower time frames, your best bet is looking to go long. You can see the higher lows the market's creating here. Looks like it's creating another one here with those wicks. Could see another move to the upside, back into those highs. A nice little day trade there into 0.68733. That's a nice little trade of around 40 pips, 50 pips, not a lot of pips to be fair. But that's kind of the best I can see right now for AUD USD. Because like I said, I've got a bearish bias and I don't have any bearish setup. So if I wasn't doing this stream, this is a pair that I'll glance over and then just put aside and not think too much about, because there's nothing there for me. But if you're on the lower time frames, that could be a setup to look at. Making those consistent higher lows there, forming another higher low potentially, push back to highs, could go further. Other than that, again, not seeing much. Still waiting for a lot more development for the dollar pairs. Okay, Euro AUD, I'll take a look next as well. Now move on to Euro AUD and USD CHF2. King C, I have short running on gold from 1859.18, hoping gets to 1838 to see if buys back up. My stop loss was 1863 at break even now. Okay, we'll take a look at gold. I still have a long bias for that, so not really interested in the shorts, but there is a lot of room for retracement, to be fair, if it does push back down. So we'll go and take a look at that in a second. So yeah, AK pound AUD, the sells are looking pretty good there. The sells are looking pretty good. I do agree with that setup a lot. It's looking good back down to these lows. Momentum starting to pick up as well. So yeah, the shorts do look good. It would be nice to get some entries up there, but that would have been during the Asian session. Not too sure if you trade that, but yeah, I do like the shorts there. Structure's clear, momentum's clear with the higher time frames. Key support as a target. I do really like that short setup there for pound AUD. Okay, Euro JPY, used to JPY, pound yen, CTJ are showing pretty much the same configuration. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, AK. Again, they're very similar pairs. All kind of the JPY is the driving force. You know, you have to understand the JPY is the driving force in those currency pairs. Not really Euro, not really USD, not really pound, and not really CHF. It's mainly JPY doing all the hard work, which is why they look so similar. Which is why, you know, if you're looking to trade any of them, just you know, pick the best one. Obviously, the pip ranges will differ a little bit, but just pick the best one and trade that one, because most likely they'll all go down at the same time, or more or less at the same time, or all go up at the same time. Aina, thank you so much, bro. My trading psychology has changed a lot since I followed you. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Again, trade psychology is a very, very important part of trading. You know, if you look at, you know, very, very successful traders, majority of them will be trading different strategies, but all of them will have, you know, consistent, you know, organized and a very disciplined mindset and psychology. You know, that's the kind of the main correlation between all, you know, the top tier traders are. But their strategies differ, so it shows you the importance is not really with the strategy. As long as your strategy works, you know, you're good. But if you don't have the mindset and the discipline and the organization, then you're probably going to fall off eventually. But that's good to hear, Anis. That's good to hear. Keep it up. Kingdom Goal, Happy New Year from Amazonia to you as well. Hope you are doing well. Any pairs you're looking at, feel free to share. Pound JPY Gold, okay, we'll take a look at that as well. Tiago, no problem, happy to help. Nice rejection on the 61.5 with this shooting star. So yeah, again, the JPY pairs are doing the exact same thing. And yeah, pound AD is looking very, very good there. So I like that. I like the confirmations there. Very, very nice. Again, if that had a bit more mileage to it, that's definitely a setup I would consider trading. The only reason why I'm not is because my risk reward will be skewed, you know, coming into support there. Other than that, it looks like a very, very nice trade indeed. Okay, so Euro UD and gold I'm going to take a look at next. Again, there's been a lot of messages. If I have missed out any pairs, just stick it down in the chat. Again, no hard feelings. Also NFP coming out Friday. Yes, NFP as well. Quite an eventful week. First week back in the markets. NFP ready to go on Friday. So yeah, watch out for NFP if you guys are going to be trading through that. If I do get traded in the JPY pairs and I haven't hit stop loss or TP by then, I'll be sitting through the NFP as well. But yeah, NFP has been a lot more what's the word? A lot more volatile of recent times. I remember like a year ago, NFP wasn't all that. You probably get 40 pips, maybe 50 pips at best out of NFP. But starting to pick up some speed again. Now we get some like 100 pip moves from NFP, which is what it used to be back in the day. So yeah, NFP is definitely something to consider, especially in the lower time frames. You want to be managing or you're trading around that. Okay, so Euro AUD. So Euro AUD similar to Pound AUD. Again, similar pairs as well, similar currency pairs. But the Pound AUD setup is much better. Reason being, there's a lot more confluence with this one. You can see we've got the break and retest. You know, we've got some wick rejections on it. And we probably do have a trend line lining up. Not quite, but you can see we're coming into that area quite well. So that's why I like Pound AUD a lot more than Euro AUD. Again, they'll probably move the exact same as well, maybe at slightly different paces. Depending on the euro and the pound strength, but they're doing the same thing. This one didn't quite come up and retest that area, which would have been nice to short from, but I did say looking for price to push down to the low of the range here for Euro AUD. Again, if I go to the weekly time frame, we do have these key lower highs here, 1, 2, 3, potentially 4. Could see another move back down. So we are looking for a push back down to this area here for EUR/AUD for the time being. If you break through, could start a bigger move to the downside. But yeah, I do like the shorts there for EUR/AUD. I just would have preferred it to be a little bit higher. But I do have to say, I do really like the wicks there. You know, prices tried to rally to the upside twice, failed twice. So I do like that. And momentum's starting to come through a little bit as well. But pound AUD, I have to say, I do prefer that one. And gold, we'll take a look at gold next. So gold, King City said he's in some sells from whereabouts. Hoping gold gets to 1838 to see if it buys. Wait, okay, short running from 1859, so 1859 is all the way up there. Really nice entry for that one. Stop loss 1863, so above these highs around there-ish. And you're looking for a push into where? 1838? 1838, which is back down over here. So coming into this kind of area here. So that is potential price could get there. Again, the market did consolidate for a few candles there before ripping to the upside. So we do know buyers will be sitting around here. The market could look to roll over to go and attract some more buyers before maybe pushing to the upside. Like I said previously, this is where I'm looking to buy the market for gold. So I'm actually hoping the market does get there and a little bit further there as well. But yeah, I mean, for gold, I do expect to see some retracements. Nothing that I'll really look to trade, but I do expect to see some retracement. 1838 does look good. 1820 looks a bit. 1825 looks better for me, so that's what I'll be looking to buy. But yeah, we potentially could see that move. I mean, I hope for your sake we do roll over to the downside. But yeah, the market is bouncing from that support. So if it doesn't get there, it's because of that support is holding. But yeah, I do favor the bias for gold. So I'm actually hoping we can retrace further back down again to buy it back up later on. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Where are we? Okay, so AUD CAD, I'll take a look next. I'm in pound AUD already. Okay, nice, good. Looks like everyone's doing his job as well this morning. Okay, so your entry is 1.76750. Where is that? 1.76750, 1.76. Oh, pound AUD is really pushing to the downside. Looking good there, AK. Looking good. 1.76, 750, 750. So that's around here. It's a very nice entry. Very nice entry indeed. Looking good. I suppose your TP is back down at that prior low. But yeah, everything is looking good. Momentum's picking up, which is obviously a good sign because we are coming to the first trading week of the year. And a lot of people who took the time off over December are now coming back into the market. So yeah, momentum's coming back, which is obviously something us traders want to see. You know, we don't want our setups taking too long to play out. Thanks, sitting on my hands. Good. ADC Chef, my bias is sell. Yes, my bias is sell for ADC Chef as well. That is what I'm looking at. 100 people. Let's get it up to 19 likes. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a like. It does really help out the channel. Michael Jacobs, USD CAD. Of course, we'll get to that. No problem. Gold. Okay, I'll review that one quickly because I was just on it. Much appreciated, AK. Hit the like button if you haven't done already, guys. NFP is my payroll. Fair play. I don't really trade NFP like that, but if you've got a strategy behind it and it works, obviously go through it. But yeah, I can't say it's the same about me. If I'm in a trade, I'm in a trade. If I'm not, I'll just sit back and watch NFP do its thing. Exactly. With initial jobless today could also be, yeah, true as well. Let me actually go read out the I'll take a look at AD CAD and USD CAD in a second. But let me actually take a look at the news today. just to see what we're working with. Okay, so Thursday, 5th of Jan. Okay, so we do, we've got jobless claims there, USD 130, so that will be in the next 2 hours and 11 minutes. Then we got some more dollar news, PMI 245, 3 hours and 26 minutes from now. And then tomorrow we've got some pound news, got some euro news, inflation, retail sales, got some CAD news, unemployment rate, and then we've got NFP 130 as well. So there's quite a few, and then we've got PMI as well at 3 on Friday. So there's quite a few news announcements this week. So again, if you're in the lower time frames, do be sure that you are aware of these events, because they could cause unnecessary quick stop losses. So it might be best to work your way around those news events. But yeah, okay, AUD-CAD, what's going on with AUD-CAD? So AUD-CAD, very, very choppy on our way to the upside. It had a hard time breaking through the resistance. Nice reaction to the downside. Now with AUD-CAD, there's another AUD pair which I'm looking for some long-term swings to the downside, back down to this area here, as long as we don't go and rip through this lower high. You can see the major swings in the market. We got the high up there, lower high, lower high, lower low, and I'm looking for a lower high to form somewhere around here for another push to the downside. So very, very simple. If the market breaks through, I'm wrong, and we change our direction. Simple as that. We can see on the monthly time frame as well, we are respecting a very key level in the market here. Key support, key support, key support. Now the market is reacting to that resistance, so I'm expecting to see a bigger dive to the downside for AUD-CAD. All I'm doing is waiting for just good time to enter the market. Right now we can see the market's actually quite bullish. On the daily chart, you can see we've broken above this kind of wick area. Multiple wicks into this level. Now we've broken above, wick to the downside, using it as support. We could actually look to fill this wick here to the upside, back into that resistance. Maybe from there we could sell off after it, but right now for AUD-CAD, the sells that I'm looking for that bigger swing is not on the cards quite yet, and that's the same thing with AUD-USD. I'm looking for the big swing down here, but right now the buyers are in control, and they could take it up one more time to the upside. So it's important, not to get too overconfident with a bias. I've done that many times where I've got a good bias going, and I just get a little bit eager, and you enter the trade too early when the setup hasn't really formed yet. So when you go back and look over the trade, you're like, it's not even a good trade. Why did I take it? And it's because you had a bias that you're really excited about, that you expect the market to do, but quite frankly, there's no real confirmation, or there's no real good setup to take. Right now, the 4H time frame, which is where I focus most of my efforts on, is trading to the upside here. So if I'm taking sells here, it goes against the very thing my plan stands for, which is to trade with structure. So there's no real trade for me for AUD-CAD. In fact, we could get another move to the upside, like I said, back to that resistance again. So that could be a nice little trade there. Not many pips in AUD-CAD, but you can probably squeeze 80-90 pips there to the upside. You can see the consistent high lows the market's creating here. This well could be another high low the market's forming, and if we're successful with this bounce, 0.93 200 is where I expect AUD-CAD to head towards. Maybe we can sell off from there, who knows. Not really my type of trade, so I'm not really too bothered about it. But yeah, AUD-CAD, I have to say bullish bias for the time being, until we start breaking through some important lows, aka this low here. If you can break through that, that would definitely interest me for some shorts to take it back down again. But until that happens, the buyers are in control, and I'll expect us to reach this resistance up here. Obviously, this could be a nice little target as well, not too far away, but we might have some interference around there, around 0.925. So that could be a nice place to take some partials. But that is where I would say the next target would be for AUD-CAD. Let me know if you're looking for something similar as well. Okay, so okay, yeah, USD Chef. I was supposed to look at USD Chef, wasn't I? So USD Chef, I'll take a look, and USD CAD as well. Yes, we do have a lot of news today and tomorrow, so guys do watch out. Okay, I already read that one out. Anis, bro, I'm 20 soon. I'll be 21. Started trading 6 months. I feel that I came late into this industry. I mean, I wouldn't say you've come late. I wouldn't say anyone's come late, really. You come when you come. Because five years ago, when I came into the industry, I kind of felt like I came late too. But 5 years ago, in hindsight, you didn't come late. And 5 years down the road, you're gonna look at yourself and you're gonna think, I didn't come late either. You come when you come. There's people who start this industry who've got experience for over 20 years, 30 years, whatever. And maybe when they got into the market, they thought they came late as well. So don't think you come late, because if you have that kind of mentality, you're always going to think you're chasing something. I need to get these profits in so I can catch up with the rest of the people. Don't worry about that. You're just going to lose energy worrying about that. Just focus on your own journey. You said you're 6 months in. That's still babyish, and it's just still a baby in the markets. So no need to worry. Don't rush anything. It comes when it comes. Focus on the process. That's the biggest advice I can give anyone. Focus on the process. It's one of the cliche advices, like focus on the process, but it's so true, because if you try and force the money, you're gonna lose money. You never force the money out of the market. It's never worked. And sometimes you've actually got to try and force it and learn the hard way. But yeah, you're still a baby. You're only 20 as well. Dan G, what is up, bro? Bloody analysis. Do you think your analysis can work with scalping or better swing trades? Yes, 100%. 100%. Scalping, I've never really gone into in that much detail, so I'm not too sure really, but it's the same technical, so I would expect it to. But yeah, swing trading 100%. Swing trading 100%. But yeah, scalping, I'm not really the biggest fan of scalping, but with scalping, you always have to be aware of session timings and focusing on that specific period. But yeah, scalping, swing trading, it's all the same technical analysis. But yeah, much love to you as well, Danji. What is up? Okay, so USD-CAD, USDC Chef, NSD-CAD, Stavros will take a look as well. EuroCAD will take a look. Martin, no problem. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't done it already. I do really appreciate it. Frowsy, Chelsea, you got a Chelsea badge there. Chelsea profile pic, love to see it. Nice to see a fellow blue on the chat. Can you take a look at AU? No problem, my man. Okay, so I'll do USD-CAD first, because someone did request that quite a while ago. First, let me take a look at Euro JPY. What's going on with Euro? Okay, so picking up some momentum. Nice. I mean, again, we've got 33 minutes left before this candle closes. A lot can happen in 33 minutes. So when I'm not streaming and I'm waiting for my entry signal, which is on the hourly time frame, I normally check around 10 minutes to go. That's when I start taking a sneak peek of what's happening. Anything before that, this candle here could turn bullish, and quite frankly, it's a waste of time really watching the market tick, because you're not doing anything doing it, you're just watching the trade. And for me, who only trades on candle closures, I can only do something on a candle closure anyway. So in this type of period, there's nothing for me to do. Therefore, I don't normally look at the charts until 10 minutes left of the candle closure. But yeah, we'll check again later in the stream. So USD-CAD. So yeah, USD-CAD's been a bit confusing for me. USD-CAD's been a bit confusing. I haven't really got a concrete bias for this one. It's been up, down, sideways, all over the shop. I haven't really got a concrete bias. So for this one, especially, and most of the A subscribed as well, much appreciated. So yeah, USD-CAD, it's just sideways. It's just sideways, just consolidation. So that's just the way I'm going to be seeing USD-CAD. There's nothing for me to do here. There's no clear setup that tells me either to buy or sell this one. I can work out good reasons why we could buy this and also good reasons why we can sell this. Therefore, I'm not going to do anything. So if USD-CAD, I'm just waiting really. And most of the dollar pairs, Euro USD, I'm waiting with this one. Pound USD, I'm waiting with this one. Haven't got anything concrete with them. AUSD I'm waiting as well, and USD CAD same as them. I'm just waiting. So normally if I've got something, I'll share with you guys. You know, if I'm looking for this to happen or that to happen. But to be brutally honest, I've got nothing here for USD CAD. It is all over the shop, because at the same time you've got this nice bearish structure here of the lower lows and lower highs, and this potentially could be another big lower high forming for another push to the downside. But at the same time we've got this bullish structure here with the high, higher low, higher high. This could potentially be another higher low for another push to the upside. So that's why I said I can see both ways happening. And because the market's so corrective to the upside and so corrective to the downside, there's no kind of overall momentum in the market anymore, other than, you know, this big higher time frame trend. So, you know, I can favor more to the upside for USD CAD because of this higher time frame trend. But looking at this price action here, it's just garbage really. So you can look to play it like a range, buy low and sell high. We're coming to a really nice support. You can see some more rejection down here, some wicks to the downside, because right now we're firing some wicks to the upside, so it's kind of the wrong way. So if you can fire some wicks to the downside, there might be a nice temporary buy to the upside, but we could do something like this and then roll back over again, or you might see a bigger push to the upside and then roll over down again. That's up to USD CAD. So if you're looking to trade this one, buy low, sell high. We're at good support right now, which makes a lot of sense to buy from. But I wouldn't hold into the trade too long because direction is a little bit unclear. Also, welcome to the stream. What is up? Thank you so much for subscribing. Okay, so hopefully that made sense for USD CAD. AUD CAD, I did AUD CAD, didn't I? What was next? USD CHF, and then NZD CAD, and then Euro CAD. Trillions. How long do you trade? How long do I trade? What do you mean by that? Do you mean how long do I hold a trade for? I suppose you mean that. If you're talking about how long I hold a trade for, then it's just till how long it hits TP. I don't set a time limit for my trades. You know, if it takes 2 days to hit my TP, it takes 2 days. If it takes 1 day, it takes 1 day. If it takes a few hours, it takes a few hours. So whatever the market is doing will dictate how long I hold onto a trade for. My average time for a trade is in between 1 and 2 days, really. Yeah, that's just because I'm using the 4H time frame. So that's normally how long it takes for the 4H to play out. In terms of set specific times, no, I don't really set a specific time. GU will take a look, no problem. As a die-hard Liverpool fan, I will have to subscribe now that I know you're a blue long. I mean, there's no love lost. There's no love lost. I mean, Chelsea is in horrible form right now. Horrible form. I mean, I haven't even been watching some of the games because it's been so depressing. And to be fair, Liverpool's not in any crazy form either, to be fair. But yeah, it's not taken to heart. It's not taken to heart if you've unsubscribed. Okay. Actually, I'm joking. It has been taken to heart. Rav, you better subscribe back. Okay, so NZD CAD. No, USD CHF. And then we go to NZD CAD. Okay, so USD CHF, what is cooking on this one? Yeah, so yeah, this one again, another dollar pair that I would just have to sit on the sidelines for. Horrible price action. This pretty much mimics the DXY, doesn't it? Pretty much mimics the DXY with the lower highs. Ooh. With the lower highs. So as you can see, we've got the lower highs here. This is the DXY, by the way. As you can see, heading to the downside. If I flip to USD CHF, pretty much the same thing. And the DXY for me, I'm waiting for that one to break out and see some momentum, either to the downside or to the upside. And I'll sit and wait for the exact same thing with USD CHF. You know, he did break out and we came straight back in again. I'm not seeing any good opportunities here. If you start breaking back above this, start creating some new higher highs, then yeah, that could be a nice little trade there. Because at that point, you know, we've broken through structure on the left, we create a new high, new low, new high. Then that buy there makes a lot of sense to the upside and take that reversal. But because the market's still bearish, we could actually end up snapping to the downside as well. So I would suggest not trading in this area. It's too speculative. You don't really have too much going for you in either direction. Sure, sells up here and buys down there makes sense, but anything in here, I would stay away. So if you are looking to buy, keep an eye on 0.9232. If you are looking to sell, keep an eye on 0.933. But I think this could be the best opportunity here, and that relies on dollar gaining some strength and seeing something like so, which may take a few days to develop actually. But yeah, it's just so corrective. So the lot of dollar pairs, I don't have much clarity on them. JPY pairs for me is where it's at right now. Okay, so NZD CAD, Euro CAD, I'll move on to. Okay, so yeah, gold, I'll take a look. Man City today, yeah. We do have Man City today. Should be taking a confirmed L there with Man City. I'm not expecting much, to be fair, but we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise me. Okay, so ADNSD, I'll take a look. Lola, that is definitely one of the pairs that I'm looking at as well on my watch list. So yeah, so is Liverpool. I know. Don't forget AU, of course AU. I did mean to check that one out, but I completely forgot. So yeah, with AUSD, it's a similar opportunity to AUCAD, looking for a push back up to the highs. AUCAD's got a bit more mileage on it, but AUSD is similar thing. We've got the bullish structure here. We've got the high, higher low, high, higher low, high, higher low, high. Then we had a bit of a fake to the downside here, and then from the new high. So I'm looking at potentially the new higher low forming, and you get another push back into resistance, which is this area here at 0.68711. So for me, in terms of day trading, AUSD does look good. Some buys from the low to the high, looking around 40-50 pips there to the upside. Nothing crazy, but it's not really a crazy opportunity either. So yeah, AUSD looks good for some buys. It looks good for some buys. Like I said, I'm bearish for this one. I'm waiting for a bigger reversal, so I'm not really interested in buying it. But I have to say the buyers are in full control of this market. It's a little bit sideways, hence why I would suggest look to secure profit there. If you want to push it further, feel free. But there's a good chance we could see the market clear the highs and snap straight back in. So I wouldn't suggest looking to push the trade too far. But yeah, that resistance there is a good little target to aim for. 0.68781. We're testing really nice support. I like those wicks there, 1 and 2, nice like tweezer bottoms there at 0.68224. So I do like the setup for Aussie AUDUSD, but it is a short-term trade, I would say. At least that's how I would analyze it. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking at for this one. But for me, I've got a lot of waiting to do before I look at any of those major sales developing. Okay, so NZD CAD, we'll move on to that one. So yeah, NZD CAD, nice downside move. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting us yesterday to go and fill the wick to the upside because we were trading inside this range here. As you can see, I was expecting us to go fill the wick to the upside back to the high of the range, but the market didn't. It decided to collapse to the downside quite aggressively. And now it's trading back at the support. So my analysis hasn't really changed too much with NZD CAD. Well, it hasn't actually changed at all really. I'm still looking for 0.83, that kind of monthly zone here. So this is still the target I'm looking for us to come into. You can see on the monthly chart, consistent lower highs with these spikes. Every time we spike to the upside, the market comes straight back down. And we know another spike, so I'm expecting us to come straight back down. We've got key support here, which is where I expect it to be our first major obstacle. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. Jana? Yeah, I'm so bad with names. I do apologize. I'm just going to call you Jan, but thank you so much for subscribing. So yeah, I'm looking for a push into this level here because this will be the first major obstacle. And then if we break through that, then we can probably head back down to the lows. But yeah, for NZD CAD, looking at a push into this level, which is at 0.83253. Take that information onto the 4H time frame. We can see we do have a nice bearish structure here. Got the high, got the low, got the high, got the low, got the high. Equal lows here. Now the market is a little bit ranging, so naturally, if you're looking to short this one, a push back up to 0.86, which is this resistance, would look good. Shorts back into that level, then if we're lucky, we can catch the breakout and catch a move into that monthly level down there. So that's what I'm looking for NZD CAD, keeping it very, very simple. We've got the bearish structure, which is what we want to see because we have a bearish bias on the higher time frames. And we've got that monthly level, which we're attracted towards as well. So it's either we catch the break and retest of this level at 0.84677, or we see another drive to the upside, the market kind of fill the range back to the highs, respect the highs, and then push to the downside. If we break through this, that's when I consider the sell setup invalid, and actually the buys will be a better opportunity, and naturally you would expect the market to head back to those highs there, or at least this high here as well. So above 0.86 is buyers territory. Below that, I'm only looking to sell. So break and retest there, or another retest into this level. If you can fire another wick into that, that'll be a really nice place to enter some shorts. So yeah, let me know if you're looking for something similar there on NZD CAD. EuroCAD next, we'll take a look at. EuroCAD, I'll move on to gold. Potter is not the guy for the job. Mistake, second TT, 100%. I mean, that's literally what everyone's saying. To be fair. Yeah, I don't know. Bowley just got a little bit ahead of himself a little bit. First few weeks into the job, yeah, he got too excited. And then he sacked him, unfortunately. But I think Potter could be decent, but he needs a lot of time. And by a lot of time, it's like 2 seasons at least. And Bodie doesn't really have that much time. So yeah, he's taking an L with that, I'm not going to lie. Which is a shame, to be fair, because I rate TT. USD market, please, gold USD. Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at gold. So yeah, I'll analyze EuroCAD now. Then I'll take a look at gold. So EuroCAD we briefly looked at earlier in the stream. If I can find EuroCAD, no, I can't. I'll just type it. EuroCAD. Okay, so yeah, EuroCAD. We're looking at this one on the stream briefly as well. So I'm looking at a push into this level here, 1.44533. So I did say I'm not a fan of this break and retest, reason being it's just too shallow. We've had a very kind of corrected decline in the market. I want to see a bigger retracement, not a retest of that structure. It does make sense to break and retest, but I'd rather a deeper pullback. The market right now is respecting that level quite well, to be fair. That candle still hasn't closed yet, still got 20 minutes left. But it is respecting that level, but it's just never a trade that I'll take. And as well, the risk reward is not that great as well. You've got the prior low right there, so you would want to be taking profit there as well. So yeah, EuroCAD for me, I'd have a bearish bias. Like I explained earlier, on the higher time frames, I'm looking for a bigger swing to the downside for this one. We've got the high up there, next lower high. This looks to me that could be the next lower high, respecting that price support here, time resistance. We're just at a very, very nice place with a lot of confidence where the monthly could look to start forming a bit of a bearish trend for us after quite a crazy bullish run. We've had the end of 2022 taking us up. Maybe the start of 2023 can take us back down again. Now we're just looking for good setups, good trades to take advantage of it. If we just see the market rip to the downside like so, then another retest of that level could be nice. So if you come up again for another lower high, then take the short, that could be a nice little trade. But like I said, I'm just not a fan of that setup there. Risk reward's not good. The retracement's not good either. Yeah, it's just not a high quality setup. Not that it won't work. We could still get low probability setups that still do work, which is quite the annoying thing of the market, because you can find a good setup, well, not a good setup. You can find a setup that is okay, and that okay setup could still play out very well. It's because it's due to probability. If something only plays out 20% of the time, it could be that 20% that does play out. And that's sometimes a bit sweet to swallow. Is that a bit of something swallow? I forget the saying. Because you feel like, I should have took the trade. Well, quite frankly, you shouldn't. You did the right thing by not taking the trade. You just want to stick to the best opportunities, the best setups, one with most confluence, the ones that fit your plan well and take those trades over and over again. With good risk reward, you're bound to come up on top eventually. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking at EuroCAD. A bigger pullback into 1.445, or we drop harder to the downside and then pull back again. And then that way we've got a better retracement on our hands into a fib level 0.5, and then we can roll over from that. So yeah, I hope that made sense. We'll move on to gold next. A lot of people have been talking about gold today. Pound USD, I didn't take a look at that. Did I take a look at pound USD? I'll go with that in a second, Otto. Shorting Euro USD, okay, we'll go over that second. Euro pound, no problem. Stavros, when you entered Euro JPY, potentially in the next 17 minutes, let me go see how the candle's looking. AJPY, we'll take a look as well, Goves, no problem. Please check Euro JPY. Is Euro JPY kicking off again? Or is it pulling back? So yeah, that's pulling back. That's not what we want to be seeing. We've got 15 minutes. Maybe you can go fill the wick in the 15 minutes. But like I said before, I want to see some momentum come back in the market. So I'm not looking to enter the trade until I see some momentum. And get a nice candle closure, something like this, here. That'll be my entry. Stop loss just above, targets down here. How's CHF JPY looking? Yeah, this one, not a lot of momentum as well. So I'm looking at both of them, very, very similar opportunities, just waiting for the entry signal. Again, I'll let you guys know when I do get that entry on my Telegram channel. So if I don't enter in the next 15 minutes on the next candle, if I do get entry late today, obviously I'll enter the trade. I'll let you guys know in the Telegram. So I'll post a picture of the setup of the entry on the Telegram. So check it out, link in the description to that. But as of yet, nothing yet. Still got 50 minutes. A lot can change in the 50 minutes. I've seen many times where we've got bullish candles, 10 minutes to go. Then in the next 10 minutes, that same bullish candles end up closing very, very strongly bearish. So the market can change quite quickly, especially when there's momentum flowing through it. Okay, so I'll take a look at gold. So gold is starting to slowly fall to the downside. Looks like King C could be looking pretty up around that 1838 level there for a take profit. Like I said, for gold, I'm still a buyer of this one. I'm only looking to buy, but I want to see retracement to this area here at least. Let me darken that level so you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm looking for retracement to this area at least before looking to buy. And then I'll see what we can get from there. If I whip out the old Fibonacci, you can see we're coming to that 0.5, 0.618 area there as well. So if I can see a retracement to there, I'll be more than happy to go along upon some confirmation, of course. And target is back to 1870, which is this key daily area there. Rejection. We'll look for a test of that level shortly after. But yeah, gold for me, consistent higher highs and higher lows. I'm just waiting for the next retracement phase, for the next push phase to the upside. But yeah, nothing much more for me to report on gold other than that. Okay, so I'll take a look at pound USD, then move on to euro pound, and AJPY. Okay, so pound USD. So yeah, I don't really have much to say. Oh, actually euro, sorry. Pound USD, I don't really have much to say on this one. It's just very, very sideways, and I'm not a big fan of this price action at all. Lacking momentum, lacking clarity. This is where I'll lose my money if I start to look to trade. So the best thing for me to do is just either wait for a better setup to come or start looking at other markets. I did say a breaking retest of that could be good. Again, it's nothing that I'll look to trade personally. Risk reward won't be that good for me anyway. There's about 100 pips there, so if you can get like a 25 pip stop loss, even a 30 pip stop loss there, you could be looking at a nice little 1 to 3. So if you drop to like the 15 minute, probably really maximize that kind of trading range. But right now the market is still making consistent lower highs, as we can see here. So I would have to favor the bears for pound USD, but I wouldn't want to short into that support level. I'll wait to see if I can get nice full H close below. Then you could drop to the hourly or the 30 or the 50 minute for your entries. break and retest into the price swing low, which is at 1.19, 100-ish, back down there. Other than that, I'm not really seeing much there for pound USD. So it's a very, very messy chart, and it's just not providing me with much clarity, but that's the best I can work out from it, unless we start breaking to the upside, and then we can do something like this on the other side. But trading inside of here is a no-no for me. Big no-no. Okay, so pound USD, euro, someone said they're shorting or longing or something. Shorting euro USD. Okay, so yeah, shorting, yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. To be honest, to be fair, I'm looking for the reversal for euro USD, so I'm waiting for the shorts. I'm looking for the reversal for the DXY as well to the upside. So I'm looking for dollar strength. So I'm personally looking to short too, but it's just way too early for me. I don't have any evidence right now that the market's about to go bearish. In fact, I've got a lot more evidence that it's about to go bullish rather than bearish. Actually, you can see the market's consistent with these higher lows, also respecting back inside that range there. To be fair, we're kind of ranging inside the range, to be fair. But yeah, if you do snap through the highs there, I would expect us to go back to the highs of the resistance at 1.06853. But yeah, the sells are just not quite there yet. We've got key support, we've got the trend line resistance as well. I haven't really seen the market create any strong bearish structure. We had this strong move, but other than that, the market's come straight back up. If we start ripping to the downside, then yeah, on one of these lower highs, I'll look to get involved. But for me, it's just a little bit too early for my entry and for my setups that I'm looking for. I'm not saying that you're taking a bad trade or anything. If you've got a trade that fits your plan and that you know that works, overall, then obviously take your trade, see it through. But for me, for my trading, which is obviously the only thing I can really go by, just too early for me. So no real trade there for short wise anyway. For Euro USD. Euro pound, we'll take a look as well, no problem. And then move on to ADJPY. And like I said, for Euro Yen, waiting for those confirmations. We'll see how the candle closes in 10 minutes. But until we see some momentum, well, for me at least, I won't be looking to enter the trade. ADJPY, there you are. So yeah, ADJPY. For this one, the market is not quite at my area, so I'm not looking to sell the market just yet. Again, it's another JPY pair, which I do have pretty clear buys for this one. I'm looking for us to come back down into 86. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. Is it George or is it George? No, like Jorge. Is it Jorge? Maybe, I'm not too sure. So yeah, this one I'm looking at for apologies if I got your name wrong. This is what I'm looking at for ADJPY, some sells. My targets is 85, 86 down here. And I'm looking for us to come into these areas here before shorting. So ADJPY is not quite at my level of interest yet. Come a little bit higher, that's when I'll start looking for opportunities. And if I've taken a JPY pair before that, then I won't look at ADJPY anymore. But if I haven't entered the JPY pair and the ADJPY comes into my entry level, that's when I'll start looking and monitoring price action for some trades. But I'm looking at 91 and 91,750 for entries to sell it back down again. And targets essentially back down at the relative lows. And then if you can break through that, I'm looking at the weekly and the monthly time frame for that level there. But yeah, I do have a short bias for ADJPY. Seeing consistent lower swing highs in this market. Now I'm looking for us to present another one. Nice little kind of bear flag market structure, bear flag pattern, and see some sells back down to the lows there. So hopefully that made sense for ADJPY. Okay, where are we? Okay, so Kerry, good morning. How are you? Do you use indicator to trade? Yes, Fibonacci is an indicator that I do use to trade. Sometimes I use moving averages as well. But yeah, that's about it for indicators. No problem, happy to help. Trader X, what is up? CAD I'm looking for long. Can you please have a look? Of course. H4 we are rejecting. Okay, we'll take a look. No problem. HPR, what is up? How was your holiday, bro? Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a nice time away. Break from the usual routine. Came back feeling really recharged. Caught a nice little tan as well over Christmas and over New Year's, which is something I'm not really used to. Obviously, being in the UK, everything is snowing, everything is cold. But it was nice to have a warm Christmas and have a warm New Year's as well. But yeah, it was a really good holiday. Saw different sites, experienced a different country I've never been to before. So it's always good to go somewhere new. But yeah, it was good. And now I'm back, recharged, ready to go again for 2023. Okay, so where is... Euro pound? Is it Euro pound I'm looking at next? I don't think I looked at Euro pound. So yeah, I'll take a look at Euro pound. And did I look at Euro pound? Oh, I'll just look at it anyway. And CAD Seat Chef. And I'll move on to CAD Seat Chef next. Okay, so it is Jorge then. I presume. But how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Used to see Chef. Looking for sell positions a bit long term. Your thoughts? Okay, we'll take a look at Euro pound as well. No problem, carrier. Okay, so yeah, I'll take a look at Euro pound. Good to hear, bro. Much appreciated, HPR, for asking as well. Much appreciated for asking. Okay, so Euro pound. Like I said, for this one, hella corrective. Not a fan of the price action whatsoever. This is kind of the best I can look at for Euro pound, because we're trading at critical areas where sellers will be looking to get involved in the market. I like the resistance. We've rejected it quite a lot, but it just lacks momentum. It's not a quality setup that I'll look to trade personally anyway. So if you're looking to get involved, you want to be selling high. You don't want to be entering trades anywhere in here. This is where you're most likely going to get wicked out and see price going your direction anyway. You want to be entering at the extremes, up around 0.886. Stop loss above the high, preferably. And then, yeah, you've got some clear targets back down to support. Maybe if you can go further, there's some areas down here as well. But, yeah, Euro pound's kind of the best I'm seeing right now. But it's just a very corrective market. So I have to admit I am not a fan at all. But if I'm looking to get involved, I'll be selling up high, away from all the noise in the middle. Okay, so I'll go take a look at CAD Swiss next, and I'm going to use Seat Chef as well. What Africa, what's up? What's your daily routine as a trader, if you don't mind me asking? That is actually a video I'm creating on my daily routine, to be fair. So should I say now or should I wait for the video? I don't know. I mean, it's not like I do anything crazy, like I go run a marathon, so it's not like a surprise. But I've actually planned out a video for that, which is quite funny because you just suggested it. I mean, more or less what I do as well. I wake up, I get my mind right. I plan my watch list for the day and what I'm looking to do in the markets. Trade from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's like my window for the hourly time frame for my entries. Most of my entries are in the London session anyway, but if it's in the New York, I'll still look to enter the trade as well. And then I take my trades. I manage my trades during the day, and then around 5 p.m. I'm not looking at the charts anymore. I review the day, and then before I go to bed, I'll look at the daily candle closure and plan for the next day ahead. That's more or less what it is, but I'll go into more detail in the video. Okay, so CAD Seat Chef we're going to now. So yeah, CAD Seat Chef, buys are looking good. I do admit, I was talking about buys for this one yesterday. I said if we can get above this level here, I would really like the buys in this one. And I do like the buys in this one if you do get above this high, because we do have this bearish trend which is coming down. The market's recently snapped to the upside, breaking through all these lower highs here. It's respected that low, respected again. If you can break through, that tells us that the buyers are really coming in control. And I would expect to see a bigger move to the upside, because we are trading in a very key monthly level right now. So we're at a very, critical area, which could give us a big strong bounce to the upside, which adds confluence, to the buys as well. So if you can get above this resistance here, I would be a fan of that buy. So I'm not too much of a fan of the buys in here. Reason being, this for me is more or less consolidation. So I'm not really a fan of trading in there. But let me just clear the chart because I realize it's got quite messy. But if you can snap up above the highs, a really strong push to the upside in the 4-8 time frame, that break and retest looks very, very good to me. Very, very good. But in there, not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan at all. We wait for your video, trader. We are patient. Love the answer. Love the answer. Okay, so yeah, we've got about 2 minutes left before the candle closes. How's the Audi candle looking? Hey, thank you so much, Dinesh Patel, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Okay, we're looking a lot more healthy. That candle there, I would enter. That candle, I would enter. So yeah, Euro JPY, if it closes like that, I would enter that trade. Something like this. And then stop loss just above and target back down to that consolidation. So yeah, that I would enter. How's CHF JPY looking? Yeah, not enough there at all. Use JPY, AJPY, those other JPY pairs are not quite set. So yeah, Euro JPY, I would enter that 100%. So yeah, got a trade there. First trade of the year. Okay guys, so I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream early because I want to enter the trade and send it out on my Telegram for the people who are not on the stream. But yeah, I will be entering this trade here in about 20 seconds or so. First trade of the year. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I will be going live again later with Trader Nick as well. So I will leave the link to it on the Telegram, which is in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. But yeah, I will be live again later. And I will be live again next week. I'll be back to do normal videos as well. So make sure you do check out the content. But thank you so much for coming onto the stream, guys. If you guys are looking to take the Euro JPY position, be aware of the news and everything coming out as well. Make sure you manage your risk. But yeah, I'm going to update the Telegram and take the trade. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the stream, guys. Have a great day. And I'll catch you all later today, hopefully.